66 million years ago, an asteroid 11 kilometers wide hit the Earth with the force of 10 billion nuclear bombs. The sky caught fire, the oceans boiled, the forests turned to ash. 75% of all species on the planet disappeared within weeks. The dinosaurs, which had ruled the Earth for 165 million years, all died. Every single one. Except one. 200 kilometers from the impact, submerged in a warm, muddy river, a crocodile closed its eyes, sank below the surface, and waited. When it came back up, the dinosaurs were gone, and it did not have a single scratch. This is the story of the animal that survived the impossible. Not because it ran, not because it hid, but because it was so perfectly designed that the worst catastrophe in the history of the planet simply was not enough to kill it. To understand why the crocodile survived, you first have to understand why everything else died. When the asteroid struck the shallow waters off what is now the Yucatan Peninsula, it carved a crater 180 kilometers wide and 20 kilometers deep. 25 trillion tons of rock and dust were launched into the atmosphere. Some of it reached the moon. Within 60 seconds, everything within 500 kilometers of the impact was vaporized. Not burned, not crushed, erased from existence. The air temperature near the crater exceeded 300 degrees Celsius. The ground itself melted. Within 10 minutes, the shock wave reached 3,000 kilometers. Earthquakes, stronger than anything in recorded human history, cracked the Earth's crust on every continent. Within 30 minutes, trillions of tiny glass spheres called tektites rained down from the upper atmosphere, superheating the air to oven-like temperatures. Forests ignited spontaneously, not from the blast, from the sky itself. Within 1 hour, tsunamis 300 meters tall scoured every coastline in the Western Hemisphere. But the worst part was not the fire. It was not the wave. It was what came after. The dust. Trillions of tons of sulfur and soot injected into the upper atmosphere created a blanket so thick that sunlight could not reach the surface for months. Photosynthesis stopped. The plants died first, then the herbivores that ate them, and the predators that ate the herbivores. The food chain did not collapse, it evaporated. And the temperature, which had spiked to lethal levels in the first hour, dropped below freezing within days and stayed there for years. This is what killed the dinosaurs, not the rock, the aftermath. Dinosaurs were warm-blooded. Their metabolisms burned enormous amounts of energy just to maintain body temperature. A Tyrannosaurus rex needed 140 kilograms of meat per day. When the food chain vanished, their caloric demand became a death sentence. They could not slow down. They could not hibernate. They could not reduce their energy consumption. They were furnaces that could not be turned off, burning fuel that no longer existed. Every warm-blooded animal over 25 kilograms on land went extinct. Every single one. But under the surface of a river, in the darkness and the mud, something was doing what it had always done. Nothing. The crocodile did not run from the impact. It did not need to. It was already underwater. While the sky burned and the tektites superheated the atmosphere to temperatures that boiled dinosaurs alive on the surface, the crocodile was submerged in a river, insulated by water, the most effective heat shield in nature. The thermal pulse that incinerated forests and killed every exposed animal on the surface could not reach an animal lying at the bottom of a river. The crocodile was not hiding. It was simply being what it had always been, an aquatic ambush predator resting in the mud. And This is where the crocodile's first superpower reveals itself. It can hold its breath for up to 2 hours. Some species, in cold water, have been recorded at nearly 8 hours. The mechanism is not lung capacity. It is the heart. Crocodiles have the most complex heart in the entire animal kingdom. 4 chambers, like a mammal, but with an additional valve called the foramen of Panizza that allows them to redirect blood flow away from the lungs during a dive. When a crocodile submerges, its heart rate drops from 30 beats per minute to 2 beats per minute. The body enters a state of near suspension, consuming almost no oxygen, using almost no energy. The crocodile essentially powers itself down to standby mode and waits. It has been doing this for 200 million years. While the dinosaurs burned above the surface, the crocodile waited below it. When the fires passed, it surfaced, took a breath, and went back under. The worst day in the history of the planet passed above its head like a thunderstorm. But surviving the first day was the easy part. The hard part was surviving the years that followed. The nuclear winter that blanketed the Earth after the impact dropped temperatures below freezing across most of the planet. The sun disappeared behind a veil of dust for months. Every plant on the surface died. Every food chain that depended on photosynthesis collapsed. This is what killed the dinosaurs. Not the fire, the famine. And here is the crocodile's second superpower. It barely needs to eat. A crocodile is cold-blooded. Its metabolism does not generate internal heat the way a dinosaur's does. A Tyrannosaurus burns 40,000 calories a day. A crocodile of similar mass burns less than 1/10 of that. But it goes further. When food is scarce, the crocodile can slow its metabolism even more, reducing its energy consumption to almost nothing. A healthy adult crocodile can survive without eating for up to 2 years. Not weeks, not months, years. It stores food with extraordinary efficiency, converting almost everything it consumes into usable energy and fat reserves that last for seasons. While the dinosaurs starved to death within weeks of the impact, the crocodile simply stopped eating. Its body slowed down. Its heart rate dropped. It lay in the river, motionless, burning almost no calories, waiting for the food chain to rebuild itself. And when the first insects returned, when the first fish reappeared in the rivers, when the first small mammals ventured to the water's edge months or years later, the crocodile was still there, waiting. The same way it had waited before the asteroid. The same way it waits today. But there is a deeper reason the crocodile survived, and it has nothing to do with the asteroid at all. The crocodile survived because it lives in the one ecosystem on Earth that the asteroid could not destroy. Rivers do not depend on sunlight the way forests do. A forest dies when the sun disappears because every organism in it depends on photosynthesis. Trees feed the herbivores. Herbivores feed the predators. Remove the sun, and the entire system collapses within months. But rivers are different. River ecosystems run on detritus, dead leaves, rotting wood, organic debris that falls into the water from the dying world above. When the forests burned and the plants died, all of that dead matter washed into the rivers. The rivers did not lose their food source when the plants died. They gained one. The death of the surface world fed the underwater world. Insects that fed on decaying material thrived. Fish that ate those insects survived. And the crocodile, sitting at the top of that chain, had everything it needed. The same extinction event that starved every land predator on Earth delivered a feast to the one predator that lived in the water. This is not luck. This is 200 million years of occupying the right niche. The crocodile did not end up in the river by accident. Its ancestors moved into freshwater ecosystems in the late Triassic period, nearly 230 million years ago. By the time the asteroid hit, the crocodile's lineage had been living in rivers for 160 million years. It was not adapting to the crisis. It was already adapted. The crisis simply proved it. And here is the fact that makes the crocodile the most extraordinary survivor in the history of life on Earth. It did not just survive the asteroid. It survived everything. The crocodile's lineage has passed through all 5 mass extinction events in Earth's history. The End Ordovician extinction, 445 million years ago, which killed 85% of all marine species. The Late Devonian extinction, 375 million years ago. The Great Dying at the end of the Permian, 252 million years ago. The worst extinction event in history, which annihilated 96% of all marine species and 70% of all land vertebrates. The End Triassic extinction, 201 million years ago. And the asteroid, 66 million years ago. 5 global catastrophes. 5 attempts by the planet to reset itself. The crocodile walked through all 5 without changing its body plan. 200 million years. That is how long the crocodile has looked essentially the same. When the first crocodilians appeared in the early Jurassic, there were no flowers on Earth. No grass, no birds. The Atlantic Ocean did not exist. The continents were fused into a single landmass called Pangaea. The crocodile is older than roses, older than bees, older than the Andes, the Alps, and the Himalayas. It watched the dinosaurs evolve, dominate, and die. It watched the mammals rise from rat-sized survivors to elephants and whales. It watched the first humans walk upright. And through all of it, the crocodile did not change. Because it did not need to. Scientists call this punctuated equilibrium. The crocodile arrived at a body plan so efficient, so versatile, so perfectly calibrated to its environment that evolution had nothing to improve. The sprawling legs, the armored back, the elongated snout, the muscular tail, the 4-chambered heart, the ability to hold its breath for hours, the ability to survive without food for years, the cold-blooded metabolism that consumes almost nothing. Every feature was already optimized before the dinosaurs even evolved. And when the dinosaurs disappeared, the crocodile did not celebrate, did not expand, did not evolve into new forms to fill the empty niches. It simply continued. The same shape, the same strategy, the same river. There is a word for an animal like this, but the word most people use is wrong. People call the crocodile a living fossil. But fossils are dead. The crocodile is not a relic of the past. It is a machine so well built that the present has never required it to upgrade. It does not persist because the world forgot about it. It persists because nothing the world has done in 200 million years has been enough to break it. The dinosaurs ruled the Earth for 165 million years and left behind bones. The crocodile has existed for 200 million years and left behind itself. It is lying in a river right now, somewhere in the tropics, eyes just above the surface, heart beating slowly, body burning almost no energy, waiting for something to come close enough to eat. The same posture, the same patience, the same design that survived 5 extinctions, 200 million years, and the worst day in the history of the planet. The asteroid killed the dinosaurs. The crocodile did not even notice. And if another asteroid hits tomorrow, the crocodile will do what it has always done. It will close its eyes, sink below the surface, and wait. It has done this before. It will do it again. It always does.